Okay, so in the previous video we talked about what are phrasal verbs and why they're very important and why you should be familiar with them in order to learn English. Phrasal verbs, if you haven't seen that video, phrasal verbs are the most important two words together, different meaning, which are used in communication all the time. So today we'll be discussing some of those phrasal verbs. Okay, let's get to it. The first one is run into. Now, this one is very important because we run into people all the time. Run into means that we are not expecting to meet somebody, we still somehow ended up meeting them. For example, I'm at the grocery store, or I'm at the office, and I'm at the bank, for example, and a friend of mine is at the bank at the same time. I was not expecting to meet that person, but I still found them. So it's like I ran into my friend at the bank. Okay, now moving on, we have give up. Okay, give up means to quit, to stop doing something because probably you've had so many failures doing that, trying to do that. You haven't accomplished something. You were trying to accomplish something, but before you accomplish it, you just stop doing it. You just stop trying to accomplish that thing. So that's give up. I'm never giving up on us. You would hear this a lot, and this means that you and I, we need to figure some things out, but that doesn't mean that I will just call it quits and I will move on to another relationship. Another one is bring up. Bring up means to introduce a topic, to start talking about something. For example, I didn't mean to bring it up means I didn't mean to start talking about this topic. Like for example, somebody's divorce is in process and I somehow start talking about divorce in general, and that brings up the topic of divorce for somebody else, and I did not mean to do that, but I still somehow ended up doing that. But you can also intentionally bring up things. My example wasn't a very good one. Let's move on. Okay, the next one is get along. Get along means that you can be with somebody, you can have fun with them, you can walk with them, you can, like, you two can do things together, and it's not in a physical sense, it's actually in more of an emotional sense. Like you two can do things together. Okay, you prefer to do things together. Now, another one that you might encounter a lot in a professional setting is put off, because people are putting off important things all the time. It means to delay or to postpone. So if you're delaying something, if you, for example, there was supposed to be a get together and we postpone it till the next week. So we can also say it has been put off till next week. Okay. The next one is to come across. Come across means run into was meeting people unexpectedly. Come across is meeting with ideas unexpectedly. Like some idea comes to your mind, or you discover something that, okay, this is how it's supposed to be done. So that means I came across this solution, or I came across this idea of solving questions or dealing with a problem. Now take off. Take off can mean two things. Take off means that you're removing something. Take off your socks. Okay, so you're taking your socks off. You're removing your socks. But it can also mean that something is going to go into the air. Okay, like for example, if a plane takes off, it means that it was on the ground and now it's gonna fly. Okay. And then we have turn on. Turn on also means two things. Turn on, it could mean in a sexual context. It could mean that it's arousing. Okay, now all the Pakistanis don't go saying ha. So turn on could mean that you're aroused, you're sexually attracted towards something, so that thing turns you on. Okay, but it can also mean to activate a piece of machinery. Like for example, if I press a button and the fan starts to work, I'm turning on the fan. Okay, then we have breakdown. If you have an old car, you should be familiar with this phrasal verb. It means that it was working and then it stopped working. Okay, and not in a way that you make it stop working, it just stops working on its own. For example, if I'm driving my car and it stops working and now I'm stuck and I need to get it fixed, but I'm in the middle of nowhere, so okay, that was personal. Breakdown means that you were doing something, something was working fine, and without you wanting to turn it off, it just turns off because there's some technical issue in it. So that means breakdown. Okay, so my car broke down. Now another one we have is look up, and yeah, it could be used in the literal sense that you have to look up, but it could also mean that you have to look for something in some kind of, like, you're looking for information. So when you're looking for information, for example, there's a word and I don't know what its meaning is, so I'm gonna look it up in my dictionary. Okay, so look up means to search for the information or for reference or for meaning. Okay, it could be from the dictionary or it could be from the internet. You're searching what something means, so, or what it is, so that's look up. Okay, the next one we have is turn down, and it means that you're given with an offer but you don't accept it, so you turn down it. Okay, he offered to help me back but I turned it down. Okay, so you did not accept the offer. Okay, so these were a few phrasal verbs that I came across a lot when I was watching some seasons on the Netflix. So let me know if you come across some words, okay? If you come across some words and you don't know what they mean, so you can leave them down in the comments and I'll be happy to help.